Good morning, students. Hope you will be fine at your respective places. In continuation to our topic, that is the mineral nutrition in plants, we were discussing the various macro and micro elements and their role and their deficiency, what are their functions, what are their why they are required, and what is the source of those organisms. Today, we are going to discuss two more, rather. First one is the chlorine. And this chlorine, it can be also discussed in different headings. The first heading, that is, it is source. Second, that is, it is requirement, where it is required. Third, what are the various functions which are being performed by the chlorine. And the last one, that is, it is deficiency. If we know the functions of a particular element, we can we can see the deficiency of that element. Now, this source, how it is taken in by the plants, it is absorbed in the form of what we call as the chloride ion. This is absorbed by the plant in the form of chloride ion. हाँ, लेकिन ये भी देखा गया है कि दिस क्लोरीन डिफिशिएंसी जो है दे आर समवट रेयर, वो रेयर है एज उसकी वजह क्या है कि जो डिफिशिएंसी हम प्लांट में क्लोरीन की देखते हैं दैट इज वेरी मच रेयर. उसकी वजह यही है कि जो देयर आर प्लेंटी ऑफ क्लोराइड, वी हैव गॉट द पोटेशियम क्लोराइड, वी हैव गॉट सोडियम क्लोराइड, डिफरेंट क्लोराइड साल्ट्स विच आर प्रेजेंट इन द सॉइल. हाउएवर, जो इसकी डिफिशिएंसी है, जो इसकी फंक्शन जो है, they are being studied under the controlled conditions like hydroponics, जिसमें हम इसको पढ़ने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. Whatever the deficiency it has got, that can be studied under the controlled conditions. So this source, जो इसका main source है, that is this chloride ion. Now we can say chloride anion, chlorine anion. Now where it is required, this chlorine, it is required, what we will see, it is required everywhere in the part, in the everywhere, it is required everywhere, या हम कहेंगे in a plant, that is every part of the plant जो है, it can require this plant. अब what are the various functions that are going to be performed by this chlorine? Let us discuss one by one. What are the various functions that is being performed by this chlorine? It plays an important role in maintaining, what is it going to maintain it, in maintaining solute concentration, solute concentration, and as well as and anion cation balance जो है in the cells. So these are the various functions. First one is, it is maintaining solute concentration. Second one, anion cation balance in the cells. Second, अगर हम इसकी बात कर लेंगे, what are the function of this plant is that it plays an important role in PS second, that is a photosystem second, जहां पर ये important role play करता है of photosynthesis and transpiration. Now this, in this system, what we will see, जो chloride ion है, it plays an important role in the transport of electron, in the electron transport, in the transport of electron from water to the chlorophyll, of photosystem second. So it plays an important role in photosystem second. what it is do, the chloride ion जो है it helps us in the transport of electron from water to the chlorophyll of photosystem. Second, third, important, it is an essential part of the enzyme urease. It is an essential, or we can say important part of the enzyme urease. Urease, it plays an important role in this enzyme urease formation. Rather, हाँ, this enzyme, अगर हम इसकी बात कर लेंगे, it helps us in the breakdown of urea into carbon dioxide and ammonia. Here we will see in presence of the enzyme urease, जो chlorine है, it plays an, in this enzyme urease, it plays an important role in the breakdown, that is the urease enzyme. So this chlorine, it plays, is an important part of this enzyme urease formation. This enzyme, it helps us in the breakdown of urea into carbon dioxide and ammonia. Now, what are the various deficiencies? If we know the functions of this chlorine, we can simply, we can at ease study the deficiency of this chlorine. लेकिन ये कहा गया है कि जो deficiency of chlorine की, they are very much real, because we will see that this chlorine is available to the plant in various different salts, like sodium salt, like this sodium chloride, we can see this potassium chloride, magnesium chloride. And so whatever the deficiency we are going to discuss here, which we will found of this chlorine, they are studied under the controlled condition. First, अगर हम इसकी deficiency देख लेंगे, that this affects the synthetic role in photosystem. Second, it affects the process of photosynthesis. It plays an important role, it affects the process of what we call as this photosynthesis. Now, when the process of photosynthesis, उसमें हम क्या देखते हैं कि that it gets affected, what we will see in the plants, we will see wilted leaves, जो हमारे पास है, appearance of wilted leaf takes place. Third, एक और फंक्शन इसमें हम क्या देखते हैं रिगार्डिंग दिस, जो रूट्स जो होते हैं, रूट जो होते हैं, दे बिकम शॉर्ट, दे बिकम थिक. रूट जो है, दे बिकम शॉर्ट, दे बिकम व्हाट वी कॉल्ड एज द थिक एंड कलब शेप्ड. हाँ, जो कलब शेप्ड बन जाते हैं नियर द टिप, जहां पर हम क्या देखते हैं कि जो रूट जो होते हैं, दे बिकम शॉर्ट, दे बिकम थिक, दे बिकम कलब शेप्ड नियर द टिप. सो दीज आर सम ऑफ द डिफिशिएंसीज, बट दी डिफिशिएंसीज आर, अगर हम या इस तरह देखेंगे कि अगर हम इनको नॉर्मल कंडीशन में स्टडी करने की कोशिश करेंगे, देन इट इज वेरी मच डिफिकल्ट, बट दी डिफिशिएंसी कैन बी स्टडीड under the controlled condition, or we can say the phenomena of the hydroponics, where we will see. So we will recapitulate this chlorine again. इसका जो source है, it is absorbed by the plant in the form of the chloride anion, that is this chloride ion. Second one, it is present everywhere, it is required everywhere in the plant. The functions which are going to be performed by this chlorine, that is, it helps in the maintaining the solute concentration and anion cation balance in the cell. It plays an important role in PS second, where we will see that the chlorine transport, जो chloride जो है, it helps us in the transport of electron from water to the chlorophyll of PS second. This chlorine, it plays an important role in the enzyme urease formation, and this urease enzyme, it helps us in the breakdown of urea into carbon dioxide and ammonia. Deficiency, because of this role in PS second, we will see it affects the process of photosynthesis. When the process of photosynthesis is found, we will see there are the wilted leaves. जब हम ये देखते हैं कि व्हाट वी विल सी दिस सॉलिड कंसेंट्रेशन, व्हाट विल सी, जो रूट्स में देखते हैं कि दे बिकम शॉर्ट, दे बिकम थिक एंड दे बिकम समवट क्लब शेप्ड नियर द टिप. This was about this chlorine. Now we will try to discuss one more micro element, and the name of this micro element जो है that is nickel. That is nickel. So again, this nickel can be studied under different conditions, these headings. Now first what we will study, it is source, कि how it is taken in by this plant. अगर हम इसकी बात कर लेंगे, it can be found as a contaminant in contaminant, it can be found as a contaminant in fertilizer and in what we call as the irrigating water. So it is not directly absorbed from the soil, but whenever we see we have got the fertilizer that has been contaminated with the nickel, yeah, we can say there is the water, irrigating water, it has got contaminated with this nickel, so it is being absorbed by the plant. हाँ, it can also be applied, इसको हम अप्लाई भी कर सकते, it can also be applied as a single element application as nickel sulfate. What we say, it can also be applied as a single element application as nickel sulfate or in a chelated form. So it is not directly absorbed by the soil, but what we will see, it can be found as a contaminant in fertilizer and the irrigating water. It can also be applied as a single element application. It can also be applied as a single element application as nickel sulfate or in a chelated form. Where it is required? It is required everywhere in a plant. Now, what are the various functions which are going to be performed by the nickel? So let us try to discuss those functions. If we know the functions, then हमारा जो last heading है, that is the deficiency, that becomes rather somewhat easier for we people. What will be the deficiency, वो हम फिर आसानी के साथ देख सकते हैं. First, अगर हम इसकी बात कर लेंगे, function, it is an important component of the enzyme urease. It is an important component of the enzyme urease and is therefore necessary for the conversion of urea into carbon dioxide, हम सीधा बात करेंगे, या ammonia. This nickel, it is an important component of the enzyme urease and it therefore necessary for the conversion of urea. It helps us in the conversion of urea into ammonia, that is in plant tissues. So thus it जो ये ammonia है, it plays an important role in plant nitrogen metabolism, where it plays an important role. So this is an important component of urease, thus it helps us in converting the urea into ammonia in the plant tissues. Thus it is applied, it is necessary for the plant nitrogen metabolism. Second, it is very much important for the plant this seed germination. It is very much important for seed germination. Third, अगर हम बात कर लेंगे, it is important for microorganisms like bacteria, fungi, It is important for these microorganisms, that is the bacteria, that is the fungi, which are both important for the good plant growth. So functions, it is an important component of the urease, and this urease enzyme, it helps us in converting the urea into ammonia in the plant tissue, thus makes it available for the nitrogen metabolism. It is important for the seed germination. It is important for the bacteria and fungi, which are both important for the good plant growth. See here. Now, what are the various deficiencies of this nickel? हमने यहाँ पर देखा एक that it plays an important role in the seed germination. Now, what happens? There may be the abnormalities in seed, particularly in barley, because of the deficiency of this nickel. उसकी फंक्शन हमने यहां पर भी देखी. It plays an important role in the seed germination. Second one, हाँ, it is deficiency जब there is urease enzyme हमारे पास है, that urease enzyme, it is a component of this nickel. When there is a deficiency of the nickel in plant, what we will see, there will take place the accumulation, क्योंकि एंजाइम हमारे पास है नहीं जो इस यूरिया को कन्वर्ट कर लेगा अमोनिया में. नाउ देयर विल बी द accumulation ऑफ यूरिया इन द प्लांट टिश्यू, वो हो जाएगा, और इन द लीव्स, एंड दैट विल लेट, जब accumulation यूरिया ज्यादा हो जाएगा, इट विल लेट टू द डेथ ऑफ लीव्स, जिसको हम नेक्रोसिस भी बोल सकते हैं, दैट इट विल लेड टू द डेथ ऑफ द सेल्स इन लीव्स रादर, या cells in the leaves, which, and that is also called the necrosis. So here again, this urease, it is the urease from nickel is the main important component. When this nickel is absent, we will see there will be the accumulation of urea. With the accumulation of the urea, what we will see in the leaves of the plant, what we will see, there may take place the death of the leaf. Second, मैंने यहाँ पर ये देखा कि seed germination में ये अहम रोल अदा करता है, लेकिन when there is a deficiency of the nickel, there may be the abnormalities in the seed, which जो हमारे पास एक plant है, that is called as the barley, where it plays an important role. We will try to recapitulate what we have discussed. In the source, it is not directly absorbed from the soil, लेकिन जो हम फर्टिलाइजर इस्तेमाल करते हैं वहां पर इसके साथ उस फर्टिलाइजर में कुछ कंटेमिनेंट होंगे, या इन द इरिगेटिंग वाटर, दैट in that sense it is being, जो उसका सोर्स बन जाता है. Second one, it can be applied as a single element application in the form of nickel sulfate. It is found, yeah, in the chelated form. It is found everywhere in the everywhere it is required. Function, it is an important component of this urease enzyme. This urease enzyme, it helps us in the breaking down of urea into ammonia, and then this ammonia is available for the plant nitrogen metabolism. It is an important component. It plays an important role in seed germination. It is important for bacteria and fungi, which are very much essential for the plant growth. Now deficiency में हम क्या देखते हैं कि सीड जर्मिनेशन में रोल अदा कर लेता है. जब हमारे पास निकल की कमी होती है प्लांट में, देयर में arise the abnormalities in the seeds, and that's जो प्लांट है, that is barley. When यूरेस एंजाइम हम देते हैं कि उसमें निकल मौजूद हो जाता है जो इस यूरिया को ब्रेक डाउन कर लेता है इनटू द अमोनिया. व्हेन देयर इज निकल इज नॉट फाउंड, वी विल सी दैट टेक्स प्लेस दैट जो यूरिया का जमाव जो है वो पत्तों में पाया जाता है, दैट मे लेड टू द डेथ ऑफ द लीफ. दिस वाज ऑल अबाउट दीज टू माइक्रो एलिमेंट्स, दैट इज दिस निकल एंड दिस व्हाट वी कॉल्ड, जो हमने पढ़ा क्लोरीन का. In the next video, we will proceed further in this mineral nutrition. Until then, goodbye. Stay blessed. Thanks.